Guys? We're back. We're back. I'm recording this on Tuesday, so Contender Series. I just watched Contender Series like a couple hours ago. Man, that shit was hype. Shit was hype. But yeah, guys. So today we got a little bit something different. Not really different. I'm just not building anything. I'm kind of just showing, I guess, talking, yapping. But so there's a lot of people like that go to like Reddit, X, like Instagram, TikTok, whatever, that kind of are like, what is like better, like n8n, Claw, like all this shit. I'd put n8n and Claw up there as like kind of like, two really good like choices you can make. Like you can't really go wrong with either or. But I mean, I've used both, and I mean, I'm gonna give you my honest kind of like, pros and cons of it, and which one I would actually use. As we all know, I use n8n. I don't really like Claw. Um, I'm not saying it's bad, it's good, but I think if you're operating on a minimal, uh, payroll, I would stick with n8n. If you want to spend a shit ton of money running stuff, yeah, go for Claw. Or, I'm comfortable with n8n. I use it a lot for a lot of different things. So I'm more comfortable with running stuff with that. That's kind of why I use n8n. It's kind of more understandable for me at least, instead of just letting a fucking agent run around doing whatever on my computer. So, but so kind of like a rundown. So n8n is the visual node-based workflow builder that we all know about, that we all have seen on my channel. So you drag the nodes to the canvas, connect them, it runs the exact way every single time. So OpenClaw is different. It's anonymous AI agent. So you talk to it in plain language through like Discord. Yeah, I've used it with Discord. So then that means probably like Telegram, Slack, WhatsApp, blah blah, whatever. Or you can get it set up with SMS, but you have to pay for an SMS. But you gotta like describe the goal and it decides to step itself instead of, me building them out. So it's like same category automation, but it's a completely different approach. So let's show you guys n8n, and hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Guys, I just threw in a fresh spearmint, 11 milli, Zen Ultra. Only got 4 left. RIP SMH. But so let's get into it. We have all these. You get the credentials, all this stuff. Really nothing you guys haven't seen before. But so kind of like the pros of n8n, it's reliable, super reliable. Every run produces the exact same result. So say um, reply detection, of course. Don't have anything. I can't even do anything. But like say like this thing ran 5 times. So client facing stuff, which is most of what I've shown you guys. That predictability is non-negotiable. And it's kind of like the integration depth is also something really good about n8n. So like you can have 400 pre-built nodes for like CRMs, APIs, databases, messaging apps. So if a business tool exists, n8n probably already, you know, has it. See, like we got like Discord, Gmail, Sheets, Anthropic. Um, like here, let's go to here. Like code. Uh, let's just go into here. So like on app events, like we have all of these. Like they have so much shit. Oh wait, that's not. Like they have a lot of stuff that you know they have hundreds of different um, things. But the thing about it is the you know Some things it's not really good at is kind of like the build time, like how long it takes for me to, get stuff, make it right, all the minimal kind of coding, kind of tedious shit that goes into it. So like even like the simple send an email when this happens, automation means dragging nodes, like configuring each one, testing, debugging. It's slower to stand up than just describing, what you want. Like with Claw, you could just describe what you want and then it does it, but you got to pay like $50 for it. And it's about like it has it it can't take judgment, so it can't handle the ambiguity of it. Holy dictionary pull. So like if something unexpected happens outside the logic I built, it breaks. There's no figure it out fallback. I have to figure it out. If you guys get that OpenClaw, you know, we'll get into it. But so like we have data tables, executions, credentials, all this stuff. I mean, n8n is really good if you get really good at it. I think I am above average at it. But you know, there's always something. There's always a bigger fish in the sea. Some would say. Like Sean Brady is the bigger fish to Islam Makhachev. Sean Brady will be champion. But that is n8n, a little bit about it. So let's hop over to Claw and talk about it. So here we are on Claw right now. As you can see, it's just a chat. It's an agent. So we have all this shit over here. There's no workflows or anything. So like, the pros of it, it's not like n8n where you gotta, have nodes, the wiring documentation to read. If you can explain it to a person, you can automate it. So you just describe the task. So let's just be like, can you help me set up inbound automation for my website? I have a tally form clients fill out that get sent into a Discord / Google Sheet with their information. Can you help me make it better? So like, yeah, so I mean, it's just like, yeah, well, something like this. And then it's like, what do you think will make it better? So I mean, it's just like, it handles like all the messy, kind of undefined tasks. So it's like right now you have a dumb pipe. Damn. All right. Fuck this then. So like when the steps aren't known ahead of time, saying like what, saying this, that, like literally just off of that. So Claw can reason through it instead of, failing outright. And it's genuinely strong for like one-off ambiguous work. So it's like, let's give it a little bit more information. Be the pros. So like here, where Claw wins, intelligence. So yeah, it's n8n, you can have, the AI agent in it, but it's still just a workflow. This operates everything. You know, this, reliability, as I said, the latency, yes. Cost at high volume, yes. True, yes. So actually, yeah, that is kind of, yeah, hybrid. I might actually do that. Interesting. But kind of the cons, he literally just said it's like non-deterministic. So same output, different run, potentially different output. So, as it said right here, where to say it? Like, I can write genuine personalized first touch response that references what they said. So yeah, whatever. So with n8n, you get a lot of the same stuff, especially if there's no like AI agent or anything in it. But the thing about this is why I don't fully use Claw. I use it kind of a little bit here and there for some other stuff, but it burns through Claude credits like fucking crazy because every single interaction routes through the LLM. So there's no cached logic, no lightweight steps. The token cost adds up quickly. There was one night I did like $200 in credits for fucking Claw, and like it got no work done. It was just building. That's what it was doing. It wasn't doing work for me. It was building stuff, and I said fuck it. I just I oh my god. So that's like a real ongoing cost n8n doesn't have in the same way. It's much cheaper to run on n8n, but if you are, scaling something much bigger and you're using n8n, you want to upgrade, then yeah, go to Claw. But it's going to cost, 5x more. But I mean, I do like Claw since it's an agent. I like I like agents. I also like building workflows. I want to be a little bit in control. Don't want to overspend, of course, but Claw is for, scaling things much larger than, what n8n does. But so what do I prefer? It's n8n, and I think I've made it clear like the credit burn is the factor. So with OpenClaw, every interaction is a LLM call. So the more you use it, the more Claude usage climbs. So for a workflow that fires a handful of times a day, that adds up fast. And for client work where I need consistent, repeatable automations running constantly, that cost, unpredictability just doesn't make sense for me. n8n does the job once, runs the same way forever, doesn't eat into my AI spend every time it fires. So that is my deciding factor. So that's why I do a lot of n8n stuff and not really like Claw, because I don't want to be really spending a lot of fucking money when I could be, making money and not spending as much with, Claw. Of course, it's, there's literally just said it like it's better. So I mean, like here for client facing, outbound work, would you say it's an upgrade to use you rather than an? Will it cost one or two? Like, just give it a second. So it's kind of just like, you know, see, exactly. n8n stays cheap for the reliable shit. It's cheap. But so like say like I get about 700 leads a day and 150 leads a day. Do not full switch. Boom. Hybrid would be something I'd recommend, but as you can see, that is why I do not use Claw as much as, a lot of people do. So that is my honest take. n8n for anything that needs to run, cheaply at scale and is reliable is what I would do. Claw if you want personal assistant for the, messy one-off tasks and don't mind spending that tokens, use Claw. Or if you're scaling larger, use Claw. But let me know which one you guys are using. And if you want me to actually build something in Claw in the future, let me know. If it's something with the n8n work, you want me to upgrade it to Claw, let me know. But which ones do you guys prefer? And Alexandra Pantosha's gonna get the belt back next month. Yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna catch y'all boys later. Peace out, y'all.